4.6 million years ago, long before the first humans walked the earth, Africa was a land alive with thunder. The golden savannah stretched endlessly under a fierce, burning sun, where every heartbeat echoed the rhythm of survival. Giant shadows moved across the horizon, ancestors of today's elephants, known as proboscideans, powerful creatures that shaped the land and defined the balance of life. In this ancient world, every creature carried its own weapon: claws, teeth, speed, or cunning. But one species carried something far more extraordinary: ivory. The story of ivory begins with these early giants. Their tusks weren't mere decorations, they were extensions of their very souls. Each tusk told a silent story, a record of droughts survived, battles fought, and generations endured. When the ground turned dry and cracked, those tusks became tools that dug deep into the earth to uncover life-giving water. When danger approached, they became weapons of defense, gleaming in the African sun like blades of bone. They shaped forests, carved pathways through rivers, and built the rhythm of the wild. In every curve of ivory was written the art of adaptation, strength crafted by time itself. But the earth was never still. Ages passed, and the skies began to shift. The lush forests gave way to dry plains, and survival grew harder. In this new world, the role of ivory transformed. It was no longer just a tool. It became the difference between life and death. When predators prowled, the tusks stood as shields. When the scorching winds came, they dug for hidden wells beneath the parched ground. And when rivals clashed for dominance, their tusks thundered in dusty duels that echoed for miles. Ivory became a weapon born not of aggression, but of necessity, a masterpiece of nature's design. It represented the ultimate truth of life. To endure, you must evolve. Then came a turning point, the rise of humanity. For the first time, ivory met intelligence. Early humans watched these giants with wonder and respect. They learned from them, from their unity, their strength, and their silence. Broken tusks became tools, symbols of power and beauty. In ancient caves, humans carved figures from ivory, not as trophies, but as spiritual symbols, as if they knew that within that smooth white surface lay the memory of the earth itself. But slowly, admiration gave way to desire. Ivory's beauty began to overshadow its purpose. What was once sacred became a prize. Humanity, in its hunger for art and wealth, forgot the story that ivory carried, a story of struggle and endurance. The very weapon that once protected life now brought death. The bond between man and beast, once written in respect, was rewritten in greed. Even so, the spirit of those ancient giants did not vanish. Their descendants, the modern elephants, still roam the same lands, their tusks gleaming beneath the African sun. Every mark, every scratch on their ivory tells a story millions of years old. They carry the wisdom of the wild, a reminder that survival is not about strength alone, but about harmony. When you look into the eyes of an elephant, you see time itself, patient, powerful, and eternal. Today, as our world changes faster than ever, the echo of that prehistoric past still whispers across the plains. Ivory remains a symbol of beauty, of conflict, and of memory. It connects us to a time when nature was pure and balance meant everything. But it also challenges us to ask, what will we do with this legacy? Will we honor it, or will we let it fade into history like dust in the wind? Because Africa still breathes with that ancient rhythm, the heartbeat of giants, the roar of the wild, the song of survival. The ivory that once shaped the earth still gleams under the same sun. And as the wind carries the stories of those long gone, we are reminded that every living being, from the smallest insect to the mightiest elephant, is bound by the same truth, the will to survive. Even after 4.6 million years, the story of ivory is still the story of life.